David Boland from Racing's Inside Tracktv, and I'm at the Irish National Stud, and delighted to say I'm joined by Patrick Diamond. How are things, Patrick?
Very good, yeah. Busy season just started, so we're getting going now. We've had 75 foals on the ground and covering season's well underway now.
And we're looking at Decorated Knight here.
Yeah, so Decorated Knight, this is his second season covering with us. He was owned and bred by Blue Diamond. They actually purchased the mare Pearling for 1.7 million guineas, so she was a very expensive purchase when they first bought her, but she was carrying to Galileo, and this was the resultant foal, so in the end it looks like money well spent. She was a very expensive mare herself. She's out of she's from the family of Giant's Causeway. She's a full sister to Giant's Causeway, so she's very well bred, and obviously that family's also produced Glen Eagles happily, so it's a top class family. And
he was a very good horse on the track too, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. So he retired with 3 Group 1 wins to his name. So it all really kicked off in his 5th year, 5-year-old campaign. He won 3 Group 1s. He started off in Dubai. He won the Jebel Hatta, so over 9 furlongs, producing another turn of foot to win that day. So very impressive, and that was probably a sign of things to come. He went on and won the Tattersalls Gold Cup at the Curragh, and then finished off with his probably crowning moment in the Irish Champion Stakes, producing an exhilarating turn of foot under Andrea Azzini to win that day. And in doing so, he beat Poet's Word, who was then at one point one of the second highest rated horse in the world. So that just shows the calibre of the horse he was as a racehorse. And then to match to that, he's got the pedigree that we've already explained. And then when he retired here, obviously we'd seen him before he moved here, and as you can see, he's a fantastic looking animal.
He's a cracker.
So so in his second season, so we're just getting his foals born now. So his first foals have been born, plenty in England, plenty in Ireland, so we've had 2 or 3 born on the farm here now, and very happy with them so far, and the ones that were being reported from other breeders are fantastic. I mean, he's such a good profile of a horse. He got a very good book of mares in his first year, and we're seeing the rewards of that. Like they're good-looking, good, strong horses that have done everything we needed them to do so far, and they look healthy. And they're out of good mares, which is part of the battle for him. You know, he's got some really good mares. Blue Diamond supported him heavily. They sent mares like Shaden, Dawn of Hope, Arwa, who's a sister to Order of St George, to him. So not only has he got decent numbers covered, he's got probably the most important thing is he's got quality on his side. And that's really exactly what this horse is. He's a quality animal from a quality family with a quality physical. So.
Now we're looking at National Defence, Patrick.
Yeah, National Defence, a really important horse for the farm. He's the son of our own Invincible Spirit. So obviously Invincible Spirit's been a fantastic stallion, not only to us, but to the industry as a whole. And it's important to have a son of his on the roster. And we think he's probably the right one. You know, he was a very good racehorse. There's a champion 2-year-old in France. He won the Prix Jean-Luc Lagardère, which is habitually a very good race and a good guide to a stallion making race. So Siuni's won it, Wootton Bassett's won it, Holy Roman's won it, Rock of Gibraltar's won it, so it's a really good guide.
He could be the right one to take over from his father then.
Yeah, well, we always hope so. You know, Invincible's done so well at stud, not only with his own progeny, but his progeny have gone on to be sires themselves. Like last year he saw Kingman and Charmed Spirit both do extremely well. He's left I'm Invincible in Australia, who seems to be the most exciting horse out there at the moment. So, you know, he's producing sires at stud, which is very exciting. So to have one of his with the calibre of a profile that this horse has, and to be a champion 2-year-old himself is very important, you know. And he actually, behind Shilar, he actually one of his highest rated 2-year-olds ever to have raced. So that shows the calibre of animal he is. He looked a good 3-year-old, and unfortunately he didn't really get a chance to show how good he was, maybe at 3, but he was in a very exciting horse, and you know, he's got a very good owner in Sun Studs behind him who are going to support him heavily, which is great. So he's got some nice mares covered in his first book, and he's got his first foals being born this year, and from what we've seen they look great again, and we look forward to getting to the sales ring with them and eventually hitting the track. So Sun Stud have a lot of their horses in training with Joseph O'Brien, as sort of most people will see their colours on a regular basis now, and this horse is their baby. They bought him from Arcana for €280,000, and they want to support him. They want to see horses by their own horse run in their colours and hopefully win big races for them. So.
And how many mares will he cover this year then?
So we're hoping to get him sort of 80 mares to 100 mares. So second season typically they cover a little less. But these horses, they've got great profiles, and we want to get them as much support as we can, as they deserve in their second seasons, to really go and push on from what they've done in their first years. So if they go and hit out all the lights on the racetrack, that they've got the numbers to follow them that can go on and continue and back it up.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Patrick. How did you come about getting into this job here at the Irish National Stud?
So I was born in Woburn, Milton Keynes, and grew up on a Bloomsbury stud farm, which was sort of an owner breeder for Lady Tavistock and the Duke of Bedford. That was a very successful stud farm, bred a lot of nice horses over the time, and a fantastic place to grow up. My father was stud manager, but fell in love with the game and the industry. Worked a little bit at Weatherby's before coming to do the Irish National Stud course, which was a great experience. Really sort of consolidated what I wanted to do. Followed that by going to Australia, went to work for Arrowfield Farm, so a fantastic stud farm in Australia. Saw the way they did things and wanted to come back, and luckily was fortunate to fall into a place in the internship here at the Irish National Stud, and I've been here ever since. So,
you're enjoying it?
Yeah, I love it. It's a great place to be, great place to come into work. We're very unique stud farm in the sense that we've got the tourism aspect and everything else, and being a semi-state body is an interesting take on, and gives us different opportunities than most stud farms. But ultimately we're working here with some fantastic racehorses, some fantastic stallions and some lovely broodmares, and it's a great place to be.
Now we're with the main man himself, Patrick, Invincible Spirit.
Yeah, I suppose the horse of a lifetime for a farm like ours. He's a son of Green Desert out of Rafa, who won the Prix de Diane. So he was bred to be good, and his little brother Kodiak's not done too badly either. But as a racehorse, he was a very sharp 2-year-old, and that's probably been a sign of what he's able to do. And he won the Haydock Sprint Cup. He actually won that at 5. He had a couple of injuries along the way, but he was obviously a very high-class horse, and got his Group 1, and then deserved his place at stud with everything else in his profile. But he's really gone from strength to strength. He's shown the calibre of horse he is. That he sired winners, Group winners, Classic winners, champions, and now is seen as a sire across the globe, and probably one of the most exciting ones really, with Invincible, Kingman, and there's plenty more to come, like Profitable, Shalar, our own National Defence. So for a farm like ours, that has 30-40 mares of our own to support with the stallion, like he's done it the hard way with the great support with the syndicates and everything like that, but it's through his own hard work and his own ability that he's managed to get there, which is a credit to the horse and a credit to how good he is. Like he's 118 individual stakes winners lifetime, 18 individual Group 1 winners, and he's got a rising amount of sons and studs because of the calibre of the ones that have gone before him and what they've been able to achieve. So they're all well sought after now. So he's the horse of a lifetime, but he's still firing for us anyway, and he's got a great year ahead of him. Magna Grecia is obviously going to be one of the main contenders for the 2,000 Guineas, along with Royal Meeting. So he had 3 Group 1 winners last year, and that's led by the Commonwealth Cup winner as well. And
yeah.
He's got to keep going for him. So, I'm sure he's going to add to his tally this year, and hopefully for the next few years to go on, we've got plenty more years of him being in the winners' enclosure with his progeny. So.
And he's looking well for 22 years of age, isn't he?
Yeah, like he looks fantastic. Like he's a fantastic horse. He looks after himself very well, which is a credit to him, I suppose. He does his job very well. He's an ultimate professional, I suppose, and he doesn't waste too much energy doing too much else. But he's a very good horse in lots of ways. And you see those good horses just know how to look after themselves and just focus on what he needs to do.
Now, Patrick, we're joined by a decorated night foal. How old is the foal?
So this is one of our earliest foals born. So it's born in January. So this is Catch Me Katie. So one of our better mares. She was one of the first mares covered by Decorated Night, and one of the first foals. She's a lovely mare. She's been one of our better mares for a long while in the farm. She's produced 3 stakes horses, so she's obviously well above average. She's produced Pale Mimosa, Swallower, and I suppose most recently Nearly Cord is one of the sort of the top stayers around. Hopefully we'll get that sort of Group 1 status. He's not too far off it now, so hopefully he'll be able to do it. But he's a lovely servant anyway, and he's done the family no harm at all. So it's lovely to be able to breed from a mare like that. And so we actually have a sister of this little fella's in training with Dermot Weld, and Dermot Weld's obviously trained the family so well, trained Pale Mimosa so well, so he knows the family inside out. So we've got that in training for INS Racing, which is sort of our new venture that's been launched this year, I suppose. We've had racing clubs in the past, but this is a new venture, so it's a nice connection and nice to be able to put a daughter of one of our good mares in training with someone like Dermot Weld.
And tell us a little bit about the racing club. How many horses in training?
Yeah, exactly. I suppose we started off, we've had a breeding and racing club for the last number of years and wanted to expand that, I suppose, because everyone talks about there being a lack of owners, a lack of horses going into training, and a way of getting access into it. So we felt that being the Irish National Stud, that we probably, instead of talking about it, probably should do something about it. So we opened up the Irish National Stud Breeding and Racing Club into something bigger and rebranded it as INS Racing. So we have 2 sections. We still keep the Irish National Stud Breeding and Racing Club going, but we started INS Racing, which is €399, so a cheap buy-in. And what you get with that is 6 horses in training with 6 different trainers, and that'll give you access to the yards. It'll get access to the horses. And we've actually got an app called the Racing Manager now, which is a high-tech bit of kit that's got that allows you to update everyone in the group, keep them updated with videos, messages, replays, everything, ballots and everything like that. So they're updated with all of the news and everything that's going on with the racing club. They also get membership to the Irish National Stud, and then lots of different things and lots of added bonus. But it's really a social event, social club, really, of racing enthusiasts that want to get into racing, get into experiencing the ownership, and guaranteeing them access to go and see their horses run, which hopefully will be plenty. So we've got Thunder and Roses is probably our horse that's running at the moment.
That's trained by Ross O'Sullivan.
Ross O'Sullivan, so he's running at Goran on the 9th, and hopefully, we can be competitive and we can go on and he could do extra things. Like, he's an Irish Grand National winner, so he's a bit of a headline act in some senses, but he's provided us with plenty of fun days out already, so he's great. And then I suppose we really kick on, like, we're a flat farm in general, that and most of our horses here are flatbred, so it's nice to have, we've got 5 horses in training that will be racing on the flat this year. And headline act, I suppose, is Lethal Promise, so in training with Willie McCreary. She's a listed winning 2-year-old, so very exciting.
High
Dream
hopes.
is, yeah, I mean, we hope that she could be a Royal Ascot filly. The Commonwealth is a new race that's been developed for those sprinters, and she's a high class sprinting filly, so why not dream of there? So hopefully she'll start off one of the races, one of the trials early on in the season, and then the dream hopefully will still be alive to go and hit Ascot in June.
And then, as you said, Dermot Weld has one. John Murphy has one as well.
Yeah, Joe Murphy's got our filly 20 times. The filly we bought from the horse in training sale, previously owned by Sir Alex Ferguson. She's called 20 times with a connection to Manchester United, and so she's a filly rated 87 that was in training with Richard Hughes. So she's got a high rating. She won on her last start. So she's a filly that she's going to be running in those sort of high class handicaps, with the view that maybe she'll be able to progress through the ranks and end up on the big days, or even in some of the group races and listed races throughout the season. So she's going to be a lot of fun. She's a little bit older, but she's got plenty of races for her this season.
And for anybody that's interested in joining up the club, or for a family member or friends, it's easy enough. Just go onto the Irish National Stud website then.
Yeah, exactly. Have a look on the website. All the details are there. And if you've got any queries, you feel free to give us a call. We want more people. We want more ownership, because then that means we can have more horses, more days out. With horses like this, and we'll be able to tell the story of where they come from and where they go and when they end. Which is great, and try and get everyone involved and really support Irish racing and what it's about and the people that are in it.
That's brilliant, Patrick. Thanks very much for taking the time, showing me a couple of your high-profile stallions, and It's beautiful mare and hopefully a star of the future as well.
That's it, so this is Hurricane Fly, a real legend of Irish National Hunt racing. We're very lucky to have him here. He was actually born here at the Irish National Stud, and it's great to bring him home to enjoy his retirement. He's a great tourist attraction, and guys come from all over just to see him and have a selfie and feed him a carrot. So it's great to have him here. He was originally raced as a flat horse in France, and he came to the care of Willie Mullins in 2008, and that's where his career really took off. He won all those Grade 1 hurdles there.
22 of them, wasn't it?
22, that's right. So he's the first horse since Comedy of Errors in 1975 to regain the champion hurdle. So he's a dual champion hurdle winner, and he's a 5-time winner of the Irish champion hurdle as well. So he's a real legend of Irish racing, and we're very lucky to have him here. And as you can see, he looks in great condition, and he loves his retirement, getting fed carrots every day. So
he's getting well looked after then.
Absolutely. So Laura and Leona, the main guys that look after the legends here, do a great job, and they look fantastic. And the students here often have to dress them over for the big days, and they're just great to have around the place, and real characters. And it's great to see them enjoying their retirement. So